Hey y'all, welcome to the first episode of Buttons Babes podcast. We switching it up just a little bit. Same, but different. Yes, exactly. We're your Buttons Babes. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Alyssa.
All right, and we are gonna jump in and we're gonna push to start and share something that pushed our buttons this week, whether good, bad, indifferent, which just made you stop and be like, huh. So I recently went shopping and was trying on a whole bunch of motherfucking clothes and feeling myself and trying things on. And some of the things, like I had to stop and I'm like looking and checking out. I'm like, yo, I'm too motherfucking old for this. Like I felt a certain type of way. And I was like, what? But why? Like, really? Like, can I add this to my wardrobe? And I came to the conclusion, I was like, yo, fuck it. I'm fucking getting this. Specifically, it was like this weird, like, Euphoria feeling shirt that was like cut out on the side.
I mean,
it was
like
a bodysuit.
Euphoria style is happening.
Yo,
so
it is. But I was like, can I pull this off? I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Yes, I can. It don't matter. It makes me feel good. I am happy in it. It's like sexy, but still feminine and cute.
You need to have that. In my opinion, I feel like I have a lot of clothes that are like, yeah, I would not wear this in public, but like in my home for myself, like going like with friends, like I'm yeah.
But you know, there are times I'm new setup. I'm like, what? Who's this? Where?
Oh shit, new fun.
Anyway, I have like seen people out, and you know you've seen people out and be like, yo, you should not be fucking wearing this.
I mean,
and I'm like,
which is why I'm like, do it in your home. Do it in your home. If something is a little too tight, that's fine. But like,
but also at the same time, I'm like, Alyssa, who the fuck? Like, who am I to like judge what somebody else is wearing? Or but you know, sometimes it's like, where are your friends? Like,
so that's what it is. I'm like, yes, like, do you wear what the fuck you want to wear? Because I wear the same 4 pieces of clothing all the time: black shirt, black pants, and this turtleneck that I fucking love, and a sweater. But like, you know, like, yeah. So like, fashion police, not me. Right. But like, also there's a time when you see someone, you're like, you made this choice, and that's you. But like your friends. Okay, so when I was in Vegas and I text you and my sisters the leopard on leopard outfit, and I was like, I fucking love this. Billy was like, yeah, it looks fine. God bless him. And then you guys were all like, what the fuck? Do not wear that fucking outfit. No.
Change right now, bitch. Change.
And that's exactly, in Vegas, I would have fit in because it was Vegas, but
Facts.
like in any other, I would have been like, whose grandma is he, like,
and then you're gonna look at pictures and be like, you're all fired.
Like,
you're all fired.
Why? Yeah. So no.
Why did you let me do this? And so
So you got the fit.
I did. I got it. I think some of you have seen it. I posted it on my story. It's cute. It is. I'm gonna figure out how to make it work, and then if it doesn't, I hope you tell me. You're like, mama, no.
Put a coat on.
Right? Like, so we see.
Ooh, okay. I feel like mine is similar. I like have been in like a weird place with like my body, like feeling like coming out of like hibernation, and it's getting warm, and I'm like, okay, I can no longer wear this turtleneck and my sweatpants. What am I gonna wear? And like, I've been working out more, so I'm like, okay, like I'm feeling myself a little bit more like visually. Now I just have to go shopping, and that's like I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that.
I feel you, but I forgot how much it made me feel good. Like when you find certain things or you try certain,
that you're not gonna buy it, but you're like, I look fucking good.
Yes. And there's an element. Sometimes, shopping can be a pain in the ass in like one store, and I'm done.
When you need something, you can't find it. But like when you're just there because you're like, I need to try something on to feel better about myself. Oh, it fits perfectly, but it's like significantly out of my budget.
It hits.
Fuck me, but
it hits so hard, and you're like, okay, all right, cool. And maybe I'm there or not there yet, and that's okay too. Yes, okay. So are we great push to start in terms of like fashion, body, all of those things. And so now, y'all, we're gonna dive into the button of the week, what the meat of this episode is gonna be about. Mama, what you got for us?
All right. excuse the notes, we're working here. This week's button is giving yourself permission to feel. So specifically, the ranges of emotions that we get. And this is the button for me this week because I, like, in my therapeutic journey, shout out to therapy.
Yo, shout out to therapy and therapists. You are so appreciated. And yeah, that's
Love
a
you.
lot. Yes.
But like, I've been like getting to a place that, like, you know how I am about like having feelings and emotions. If you don't know me, I am like,
she don't want
I don't want them. I don't like them. I like take after my dad. Love Felix, but like the man is a rock most of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it. I don't want to feel anything. And we have been working into like, you have feelings. You're a person. Like,
Yo,
you all have feelings.
I sometimes feel too many of my feelings, but then also other people's feelings.
Which is,
and
yes, I
carry
feel like
that shit.
when I'm like, I can't feel something, and I'm like, okay, you're feeling it for me. I can feel it.
Yo, the love and hate of being an empath and using it as an artist, as an actor, that shit is heavy. So other fellow actors, artists, creatives, empaths out there, you're not alone. Shit's heavy. Also appreciate you. I love this. I had to sit with this yesterday, actually. I was in, and sometimes these feelings like hit you out of nowhere.
That's
so like that.
Who
it's
wants
like,
that? Who wants that? I don't.
Like the level of like emotional intelligence is a motherfucking thing. Like learning and knowing and being, what's the word? Aligned enough or
Aware enough.
to be like, okay, I'm feeling this, but I can't let this out right now in this moment, or I have to do it in a way that isn't gonna blow things up. And
It's an art.
and I did not. Luckily, it was a Zoom class in terms of like the workshop that I was in this weekend, because I had a motherfucking meltdown and I was like, I need to sit in this emotion right now. And it fucking sucked because, long story short, I have had a friend who sent me some news, dear friend, and like that's already like a thing within itself. But I got some news about, I'm like, how much do I want to share? God damn. Bear with me, y'all. You know what? I'm going in. And so got some news about a friend who is pregnant. They're searching for a house. And I was just like, oh God, I am happy. Like happy for that individual.
Yeah.
You know, found out my older sister's knocked up too. And I was just like, oh, another one.
So many babies.
So many babies. And as a woman where I am right now and establishing my career and doing things, there was a certain level of it that hit me in a way I was not expecting in that moment. And I just burst into tears. And I was like, what is happening? What is this feeling? I know I'm fine. I'm in the middle of a class. Why? Why right now? And I was like, okay, what can I do about it? Thank God I'm in a Zoom. Like, it's not my turn. My camera's off. My mic's off.
I was like, is the camera on?
Yes.
Like,
No. The camera was off. That would have been, I know that it's probably happened to some folks out there. Like, I cannot imagine.
leave us a comment if it's
Yeah,
happening.
please. I'm curious. How did you handle that? Anyway, so I'm bawling. I'm like, who can I call? Who's going to understand? Like, even though I know that I'm fine, I just need to get these words out of my motherfucking mouth and out
So
of
they
my
don't,
body.
like, fester and grow,
right.
like,
So
legs.
I call other dear friend. I call Alyssa. She'll be fine with this. Shout out, Alyssa. Yes, another Alyssa. Anyway, call Alyssa. Like, I text her first. I'm like, do you have 7 minutes? I just
7 minutes.
I need 7 minutes. I called her and I was like, yo, bitch, I'm a mess. So-and-so's pregnant. They're buying a house. They're doing all these things. And I'm over here in a workshop and I am not where I want to be, or at least where I think I want to be.
Yeah.
But knowing, full aware, bitch, you fine. you're doing the damn thing. You're living your dream. You know, you're creating content. Like, you are fine. You're
doing
happy.
exactly what you're where you're supposed to be.
Right.
But there's also, I think, still that like,
But yes, but I want that too. That is something that I want that I'm not there yet. I don't know if I'm going to get to. And it wasn't so much a comparison, but it stung because it just did.
I mean, because that's not really on the radar. Like, it's one thing if that's like in the plan as of right now, pretending that this is all on paper. But I mean, like, yeah, it's out there, but it's not yet.
Right, in that line of sight. Or even just...
It's a different tunnel somewhere.
Yes, and so it's weighing on my heart as something that I want that I don't yet have, but I know I will hopefully have one day. And that emotion of, I don't even know what it was. And there was a part of it that was also like the tipping point of probably just needing a good meltdown and a good cry.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, God help me.
Oh, God.
And so, but it just got it out. And it was like, hey, like, and I let her know I am very well aware and adjusted to what the fuck is going on right now. I just need to feel this and let it out and let it be and let it go as much as I can in this moment. And it feels heavy. It stings a little bit. And not trying to sugarcoat it into something else in terms of like what we're like talking about. Just, okay, I'm gonna feel this right now. And it sucks and it's uncomfortable and I don't want to be here on so many levels. I don't want to be here, but this is where I am. And here are some of the good things. And it is what it is. So I love that you bring that up because feeling your feelings is hard.
It is. It's fucking hard.
Like, you want to feel happy and sunshine all of the time, but there is an array of things that we have to feel.
Things literally happen to us every day that like rain on that sunshiny parade. They're not all drastically awful, but like things happen every day that are like, yeah, you step in a puddle, your fucking sock is wet. You spill coffee. I mean, like, those are very little, but like sometimes those can be the thing that you're like, fuck it, everything. I hate it. Sorry for the F-bombs, but not sorry.
It's one of those, it's one of those
you know,
things.
just that you're like, this was the straw that like, you know, the no words, like, you're crying, you're so upset, but like, I'm not trying to cry. Yes. Those happen all the time, but like being able to, yeah, I'm really mad because I stubbed my toe. I'm going to be mad for 20 minutes and then, okay, I moved on. Like, that's so much, it's just better. It feels better. I'm learning than
let
like
it out.
holding it in and just being like, it's fine.
Because it's going to come out.
And then you like twitch it too many times and you've like exercised your fucking head around and you're like, no, it's not fine.
It's going to come out at some point. And but also to that, it's interesting. On our way here, y'all, we stopped for coffee. And even allowing yourself to feel a different emotion when you're stuck in another one. Like, yo, I was in a crappy motherfucking mood this morning. Like, even though thank you. Even though we did all of the things right. We
got up and we worked out. we had
to
healthy-ish smoothies,
had some tea, took a shower. Like, low-key, I even rubbed one out. I was like, okay, today's gonna be a fucking good day. I was still pissed. I was still like, ah. And we go to get our coffee. And this amazing ray of sunshine who had just like, anyway, his name was Michael. And he was like, oh, good morning, ladies. And I could just feel it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to let him know. I dig your glasses. I love your glasses. And it just was this exchange of good energy and such good, energy. Like, turn my mood around. But also, like, I was like, I'm going to allow, like, right now I feel.
Like, I don't feel chatty.
Right.
You know, like.
But I'm not going to sit in that cranky mood and I'm going to choose to feel something else because this person is bringing that to me.
The happiness.
Yes.
Or like
instead
joy or just.
Exactly. I was like, oh, this feels good. Am I allowing myself to feel good? Or I'm going to choose to still feel like this cranky cunt. Like,
because sometimes you are at the point of like, okay, I can like accept happiness, or I can choose to be fucking crazy, whatever,
right.
cunt.
And yeah, I want to sit in this. And I was like, no, I don't. I don't want to be here right now. So I was like, I like your glasses, and like, yeah, it was
a great.
It turned everything around, and then I had a sip of coffee, which also turned it around. So it was like that double effect. And I was like, you know what? I'm here for this.
Power up.
Yes, like let's switch it up. Anyway. Cheers to you, Michael. Thank you very much. And then Leah at the window. Anyway.
Leah was also sweet.
She was.
That was it was a really good interaction.
Yes. Anyway. So it goes both ways in terms of feeling your feelings and your emotions and, allowing for it. But still, sometimes that shit is hard.
Yeah, that I feel like
is my 2 cents there. I want to segue into, we have a new, segment, whatever you want to call it for y'all. We're going to press a replay and visit comments that have been, thrown into some of our web series or our Would You Rathers or the button of the week. And so this week, we're going to shout out, Mama, where we at?
So we're going through the comments on the Sugar Daddy Mark video from our series.
We've Got to Talk. If you have not seen it, go check it out on our YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can click whichever way we're going to link it to watch that episode. So what we got?
All right, so this first comment from our dear friend Matthew Perkins. Hell no kids, so no communication with any ex.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, wait, I need to refresh my brain.
Is like about communicating with an ex, and we also have a video about this. So take a minute to because
this one actually is interesting because it goes in 2 separate categories because this was specifically a sugar daddy. Like, so someone that she, like our character who I play that worked with, she was a sex worker or even and someone who sponsored her and still having communication with that individual now that you're in a relationship. And so it was interesting, if I remember correctly, as I go through this, a lot of the gentlemen in our page were like, nah. Like,
it was a very, like... It was a gender, generalized gender, like, response of, like, dudes saying no and, like, chicks saying, like, it is possible.
It's fine. People can be cordial with each other or even, like, potentially work together if you've had a romantic or intimate relationship before. And so
Matthew's thing was, it's possible, yes, to be friends with an ex, but it's disrespectful to your current partner. And so it's like a layered, like...
I agree, but I disagree. Like, and there are aspects of it that I agree with. I understand if your partner has communicated that makes them uncomfortable and why.
Because then, yes, if the line has been drawn and you overstep that line, then you've overstepped the line.
But there's a certain layer of it where I'm like, well, if the why isn't anything other, something that's, no wait, am I saying this right? I feel like a lot of the whys are rooted in insecurity in terms of,
I mean, most of the time,
lack of
like
trust.
A no or like a negative thing is stems from insecurity.
That's a great, also, yes. And so for me, it comes from that place. And so I feel like there would need to be a deeper conversation had in terms of,
it
like...
It can definitely, like, spring up.
Yeah, and
like,
snowball.
Different conversations for sure. Because, I mean, our similar thoughts are that, yes, you can absolutely maintain a relationship with an ex, and also with communication, maintain a
I think
relationship communication with someone who you have been intimate with in the past, potentially, but also, I guess, sponsored. Because for me, it's just
in that area, it's work. Like, I'm not saying that the work can continue. If it did continue,
I mean,
that's a whole
different
other
conversation.
That's also
yes.
another segue where I'm like, yo, it's layered, and so it's case by case. But to me, it also depends on how many other things you're compromising on in a relationship. But in terms of communicating,
I'm sorry.
See this, it's gonna get cut. We've talked about it anyway. We're gonna cut it out. Messing up like wardrobe malfunction. But
It's our first pancake.
yes. Oh no, I can
Shit.
get this back. It's all good. It's all good. Help.
Maintaining the.
Maintaining the communication in a friendship. I know several. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Here it is. Here's that train. Okay. I know several individuals who still work with people that they've been in relationships. They were better work partners or like than romantic partners in terms of the way that they communicated or the things that they wanted. Their values didn't align, but it doesn't mean that they're not good together.
Yeah.
They weren't good romantically together. And so being able to do that is like a whole other level of, I dare say, maturity, or even just experience of life and understanding almost. Like, what is that?
Yeah, a maturity, like an emotional intelligence, like I feel like emotional intelligence, like we kind of like level up through different stages in our lives.
And through relationships
I'm,
and what they bring to
significantly
you.
more emotionally intelligent now than I was 5 years ago, than I was 10 years ago, than I was like further back, whatever. And also my maturity has like high load
right
along that way, but like they don't always equal the same. Like I think you can be mature, but not as emotionally intelligent, and vice versa.
Very true.
But I'm not a doctor.
But we're not doctors. Also, everything that we're talking about, we are not doctors.
I do not
These
know.
are our feelings. We are sharing them with you because we have a feeling some of you may feel the same and, want to start a dialogue, conversation.
This is our feelings, okay?
Educate. But also to that, Matthew's comment is like, no kids, there shouldn't be any communication, but because it could potentially start something, there was something there before. But yes, the key point in that for us in our stance is they are exes for a reason. And I chose you. I am with you. I want this. I am here. Yes, there may be something that I am getting from that individual that I am not getting from you, but it isn't anything romantic, it isn't an amount of sexual intimacy, because I do think there's intimacy within friendships as well. And there's,
there's like certain layers of friendship that you like get into like nitty gritty details about your life that with other friends you don't.
Right.
And it doesn't it's not like you value anyone differently. It's just like that type of relationship. And some people hold space for you to do that, and some people you hold space for them to do that.
Right.
You're the back scratcher versus scratching the back, or you both scratch someone else's back, or someone
or you have that friend that you just call to vent. Like, case in point, I called Alyssa. I was like, bitch, I know you're gonna get this. I just need to cry and say these words. And
that's it. Like, I don't need you to fix it.
That's all I need right now. And as a partner, like realizing that your partner isn't going to get everything from you.
That's hard.
Oh, that is
hard.
That's hard. Because you want them to. Absolutely.
My previous relationship, I wasn't quite grasping that. And that was something that we struggled with, is like me being able to like allow him to like go out and be with his friends and unwind in the ways that he needed to like be his best self to be with me. And I was extremely insecure at that point about just the circumstances at that point in my life. So I was very much like suffocating in like, I need you. Like we have to go together. Like, no, you can't. We need to be,
right.
We're a team. It's you and me.
Like always in everything. And it's like, no.
And
no.
I was at that point mature and like emotionally intelligent enough to like be like, yeah, you have your girlfriend. I'm not worried about your girlfriend. I just like, with your dude friends, like,
that's interesting. Okay.
I was like, I need to just be with you. Like, I need you to be around me.
And then, maybe them
And
know
I just
that
wasn't,
okay.
Yeah, I did not have the emotional intelligence to like be like, oh, I see that you need some time. Like, you know, and that was a lesson that I had to learn as a toxica and like get that out of my system. And like now in my current relationship, I'm like, yeah, you go fucking, I need to be alone so that I can feel my fucking feelings.
Yes, and you know what's
whatever.
mine.
But like, yeah, we work together a little bit. So, I mean, there are things that I'm like, even if I'm annoyed or whatever, boyfriend wise, oh, this other thing has to happen. Or like, I actually need your input here. So like, yes, we're unhappy about this. So we're not having sex tonight, but we still got to talk. I don't like those nights, but I'm like, fine. Okay. I'm still going to pout, but like, please help me. And God bless him. God bless him.
Yo, shout out to Billy.
He teaches me so much, so much of the emotional intelligence that I have that's come from my partner.
Yeah. So we've gone down that road of that, but then, and even
back to this.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Who else? Who else? There was one I remember. Like, yo. You shouldn't. Okay.
There was so yeah, another comment. You shouldn't have this person in your life if they're still not over the past they had with you and think there's a chance that you could get back together, or they just want you miserable. So
see, that's an assumption.
But there are those, and that's like,
it's like, how do you decipher between the two?
I know that there are those people because like. There's always a toxic person out there. I was once a toxica, but like there's always someone out there who's petty enough. Like we all know someone who it's happened to. We all know someone who does it, and so it's like I think it's a very fair thing to say and assume. But like I feel we're very much like turn the tables around and like think from not what you're used to, because I think that's what we're used to is like someone is trying to like, oh, well, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna get in there and whatever. But like, how many times has that actually happened to you, where an ex? Okay, well, that's not happened. None of my fucking exes are trying to get. I don't know. That maybe says a lot about whatever. But like,
no. No, but the thing is, okay, I've had shit.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm not the best case in point.
Okay, so like actually that was a really.
I've had a fair share of both. I've had the exes who, it's not that they're foul and like are trying to mess shit up and get back, but just want to make it be known. But yes, they are. but also
they are.
I've had the ones who respect and have been like, yo, like I hear you, but just so you know, I'm like, okay, but are you gonna be on your motherfucking behavior? And sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no. And then for the no's, I'm like, well then deuces. But for the ones where it's a yes and they either find themselves in another relationship or they're super respectful and keep it at a line where we respect each other's boundaries, and just realize like, okay, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But then there's also been the times where it's not that at all. And like we are good friends or like we can work together. And so in that case, in a relationship, it's on each partners to communicate and figure out, okay, well, you need to be able to trust me enough in my judgment and what I'm telling you that nothing's going to happen. And if it does, I made the decision that I made, and I'm sorry or I'm not sorry, like whatever that's going to be, like the trust and goes back to the security. Be secure enough in knowing what it is that you guys have or you all have, and secure enough in knowing what you bring to the table and who you are, that whatever decision they make
It's on them.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is, it's very much easier to say, but like,
Bitch, yes.
it
sucks.
Whenever in a relationship with someone, early-ish in, I do have the like ex conversation with people that I'm sleeping with or like dating, I guess. I do have it semi-early in terms of just like, hey, I'm friends with my exes. So like that is kind of a.
So it can't be like, yo, you can't. I mean, you can.
It's
if
not
you
like
do,
date number
but,
3 or whatever, but it's
right.
like it's early enough when like you talk about when I talk about like no kids, like you know.
Yep.
To seed out like the major things that are deal breakers for me.
Yes.
That I'm like, I assume this would be a deal breaker for you. So like, I want to make sure, you know.
We're all on the same page.
No time is wasted here.
I'm sorry, I just thought of, there's this dumbass thing that I shared on my story that made me laugh so hard about like dating in 2020, the way we just throw everything out on the table at first. And it was just so funny. It's like, hey, I see that you're single and you're this and that, and I want this, this, and this. Do you want this, that, and A, B, C? And she's like, yes, I want A, B, and C, but we got to talk about D. And he's like, well, no to the D. Not no to the D, but no to the D. And she's like, well, that's non-negotiable for me. And he's like, well, okay, nice doing business with you. It's like, well,
yes,
fuck.
oh my God.
I was like, I died. It was spot on.
It
anyway.
is, I mean, but like, also, yes.
But yeah, because
but also,
we ain't got time for this shit. But anyway.
I don't remember how it was going.
I'm so
Except,
sorry.
no.
Oh, you put it on the table. You let like your significant other know, but like, yo, I'm friends
to
with.
gauge their comfort. And
yes.
I think my partner is super secure and knows who he is and like is very, very much okay, here we are, you know, and so that was not an issue. And he also maintains relationships with his exes. So I'm like, yeah, I am like mostly secure. So like, yeah, it's fine.
I love it's the honesty for me, y'all, because facts.
There are a lot of things that I'm very insecure about, but like, I'm like, you know, this area,
like I'm good. I'm good here.
Cool. Like,
FYI, like over here could use some work.
I'm not like, we're not gonna talk about this, but like, yeah, this is good. And
we all have that, y'all. Like we out here just trying to live. We are humans and we are flawed. Anyway,
some days it's easier than others. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But to the comment, like you should know, I think, if you're in a relationship with someone who is trying to get someone else back behind you, or like, I mean, it's good to be aware of those exes
okay.
That are trying to sneak back in, because this comment is like, you know, they're going to roundabout.
Yeah,
whatever.
you were with them. You know who they are. Like, you know what kind of person they are.
And that's also why I think it's important to be open and honest about exes, because it's like, okay, yeah, I was with Prince Charming and he fucking at the altar. Like, that is significantly different
I need to
than
know.
like, you know, oh yeah, like it was the 4th date and he met up with a different, you know, and everything in between. But like that kind of thing, if I found out that my partner had been left at the altar, I would be a lot slower, and there would be things that I'm like, okay, like I need a minute to like, you know, because then like, if you're willing to marry someone, that is very different than like, oh, we just kind of like dated 2 years, but like, you know, halfway through we both like had already checked out, you know. That is very different than like, oh yeah, she bounced with the fucking best man or something. Like, you know, I'm being very dramatic because that's who I am. But like, also that's probably, drop a comment if you know someone like that has happened to you, you know? And so that is where also I would definitely want to know those scenarios to be like, oh, you're going out with Stacey who left you at the altar? Okay, so like, just make, you know, is her husband tagging along? Like, does she have kids? Like,
do I need to worry?
That I want to know to be like, is Stacey trying to get you back because you were better than fucking Brad? Or is she fucking happy and like coming to apologize, you know, that kind of thing.
Like trying to be a better human and adult and maintain, you know, good connections that we had, but you know, maybe this was off. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah. Versus like, oh yeah, you know, so-and-so, we used to work together and we dated and we were bad together, but like we still work together. That's different. Knowing all the information, but just like being like, so it's details I think that can sometimes help with this scenario.
Facts.
But like, yeah, there are people with really bad intentions. So also, like, I understand why there is hesitation from the partner who's like, I'm not cool with the ex, or you know, because like there are those malicious.
They're alive and well, and they
Billy
are
has a
who
friend
they are.
who has a baby mama, who is legitimately one of that woman that like everyone always talks about. That's crazy, but like it's her. It's literally her, and it fucking and I.
You're like, no
words sometimes.
That's
like,
a big, that's a hard no.
She was amazing. She like was aware of the situation and still was with him. And I loved her. R.I.P. Because they're no longer together. She didn't die. She's fine. She just could no longer take fucking crazy baby mama. But like, just the things like this woman she is petty and has gone all of the ways to make his life fucking miserable.
Sucks.
And has sabotaged a relationship because of like, I don't know, her fucking titty. I don't know. But like it's
making
messy.
us look bad. It's bitches like you.
Making us look bad, but like just making it hard to be like, yeah, I can have a stable relationship with my ex, you know, and
then there's that.
And then there's the crazy one. So like it's hard, but I think there's so much, I don't know the percentages, but like there's so much less of that one crazy potential. Right. And there's so much more of like, okay, by now in our 30s plus, like,
we would hope, but yes.
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit better. So, I mean, yeah, no one's wrong in that.
No, and that's why I love these comments, y'all. Thank you so much, and because
the extra scenarios to like think about, because there's so many other experiences out there that are like, oh yeah, this hasn't happened to me, so I've never thought about it, but like, yeah, I would be fucked up too, like.
And in this instance, like, there's a layer of it being like a job that she had, but yes, it also is considered kind of like an ex, but it's more like a client, and so there's this layer, and it's probably a whole other button, like, you know how we do in terms of tangents, in terms of being someone in that industry, whether it's sex work, whether you're a stripper, whether your camera, like there's so many different avenues, like relationships. Yeah, like
I'm obsessed with feet pics right now. I'm sorry.
I love that. It's like, oh, what's out there? Anyway, like, as someone in the sex worker world and the many other layers of it, maintaining a relationship or finding someone who is comfortable with that, whether you're like, you've done it in the past, whether you're currently doing it, that's a whole other bag where I'm just.
There's layers of security and maturity and emotional intelligence needed on both partners' parts, and it's super like. If my partner decided to venture in, I'm like right now, like yeah, cool, it'll be fine, whatever, support him. Like,
but what's it say?
But I don't know. Pending if there's a girl that's commenting too many fucking too many. Hello, like I mean, I might become jealous toxic again. I don't know.
Like it's that shout out. Okay. How do I phrase this?
Shout out to the partners who are like who are there and still kind of being
that supportive on a different level.
Rolling with the punches.
I feel and believe it's a level of support, and yes, it's security and it's trust, because then also it's a motherfucking job.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean,
work.
If it pays money.
Yeah, I can imagine having to feel those feelings and check those thoughts and have those conversations, but getting to the point and having that mindset of like, oh shit, like it's a job, it's bringing in money, it's keeping the lights on, like it's giving us the life that we want, and like that being a level of understanding is just fucking beautiful in my eyes, in terms of, because I it's not easy. It's hard, and along with the work, and so
it's like psychological and just I guess I don't know because I'm not in that industry currently.
But it's hard in terms of.
I mean, it's interesting though because I feel like really quick tangent.
I know. I was like, can we continue to go down this road?
Future button.
Yes.
But like in a corporate 9-to-5 job, I have sold my soul a long time ago to capitalism, and I'm in therapy for that. Thank you. But like, you know, it's with my partner, I have been on calls sometimes from 6 a.m. to 9. Just, you know, my entire day for weeks at a time have been evolved in this thing, and he doesn't know the like inner workings and a lot of the details. And they're not the same of like, I'm not showing my body to someone. I'm not giving.
But the
I'm
parallel that you're
work.
making is keep
like,
going.
I have even. I'm going to be honest. I have forgotten some very important dates in the past when I was in work mode. Mm-hmm. I have worked 48 hours through sometimes just to like get something done, and completely forgot and disregarded feelings of my partner, and been a really horrible partner to be around when I was in that like I gotta do this, and have been late to dinners, missed like so many things I have been a bad partner for, and to like give him a level of insecurity or like on the inability to count on me to be there. But in sex work, you have to be very aware of your boundaries.
Yep.
And you have to be very like on it for the level of just protecting yourself in the sexual realm.
Yep.
Realm.
Yes.
I don't know in sex, but like it took me a very long time, and I think many corporate people feel this way, to understand what boundaries really are, and to be able to say no to that 10 o'clock email, and to like, I mean, work-life balance seems, and I'm kind of projecting this, seems like it is a little bit easier to like hone in on when you are in sex work, because you have to force yourself.
Yes, because there are certain physical boundaries meant like that. And it's interesting because the way you just paralleled, you know, no after this certain time, like that being a boundary, like if you're in a relationship or if you're just a sex worker and like you're like, okay, I will, you know, we'll do oral, but I'm not. Yes, I'll do oral, but I'm not like actual doing intercourse or penetration. Like that is a boundary, and it's work. And so like making those distinctions and communicating, because then to your partner also, you're like, okay, babe, like for the sake of us, I'm not doing this after this time. Okay, babe, for the sake of us, I won't do anything sexual, but as work, I'm still going to go on a date or give someone my time or something. Like that is an interesting boundary that you can create as a sex worker, as someone who's in corporate. Like it's like
versus like, hey, sorry, I got to work early. I don't know when to be home later. Yes, like so many things that's like would like, if you look at it in terms of like, okay, are you going to be there for someone? Are you clear with like, this is what's happening, this is what's not happening? Because I'm not, I'll see you when I see you happens a lot more in that space versus like, this is, it's this, it's not this, it's this.
Yes, it's the details being super clear, very specific. Sometimes it's annoying, it's drawn out, but it saves confusion and insecurities and trust. It builds on that, even if it feels like over communicating and making the scenario, like painting the picture better, so that everyone can manage their feelings, their expectations, X, Y, and Z. And I feel like that's a different level of a relationship, like a real adult, or just a healthy,
I guess, because you can have a healthy non-adult.
I don't know, like that's why I was like, what am I?
Poor word choice. I'm sorry.
Right, because I think there was another comment.
I equate maturity to adult. So
yeah. I hope y'all know what we mean. But there was I can't remember, and I'm looking. I kind of want to look for it. There was another comment about like saying that person's not ready for a real relationship, like in regards to the character. It's like, oh, nah, that's not what that means. Like maybe it's, I think it might have been Phil.
It might be a different video.
I think it might have been a Phil comment. Like, shout out, see where you're coming from. But like, if communicated, damn it. Anyway, yes, okay. Anyway, if communicated properly and worked out, we disagree. Or wait, like anyway, but can still understand the level of it being uncomfortable. And so then you have to go back to like, okay, is that like, Mama, what you were talking about earlier, bringing out all of the deal breakers, like, is that a deal
put
breaker?
Everything on the table. Like,
yes, it's just a matter of putting everything on the table.
It's not fun, but like putting it all on the table. Like, yeah, I got this, but I'm fine with like this, and this, except this, because that's your deal. I mean, because I think,
and that's okay.
We have
if that's
to have
your deal breaker.
If
that's your boundary, like,
but
no,
like,
I'm gonna
respect your boundaries.
Yes.
Know what they are. If you're not sure, and then suddenly one day you like bump into something, and you're like, actually, this is a fucking no for me, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Then I mean, that's a harder conversation, but it also has to happen.
But yes, because it is okay and so much more. I was gonna say real, but real, to also stand in who you are and what your boundaries are, and like Alyssa, like you just said, it's gonna suck, but if that really is where you are and a no for you, like, okay. Yeah. And then as the partner and vice versa, like both of you just respecting that, well, damn, that sucks. We're not ready to get past that.
So I think that's a future button. Would love to hear feedback from anyone who's listening, who catches on, watching, listening, all of the above.
We can say all of the above now. I love, like, y'all see, count your wins also.
New phone, who dis?
That growth.
But like,
literally new phones too. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Another button.
When you're in a relationship for business, a friendship, romantically, and you come up across a speed bump that is suddenly not a speed bump, it's a boundary, it's a roadblock, it's like, this is a no for me, dog. When you have that conversation, then, but you still, like, there still is like, okay, this is the thing that like is going to unravel, or like we're no longer compatible, basically. Right. How to like then have
the conversation.
Does the other person pivot? How do you pivot? How do you get through that? Or then is it like, this is it? Like this is.
Yeah, or do we try to figure out a compromise there, or like,
but even can you not find a compromise then? Because because
then you're
in that situation,
you're beating a dead horse, like, for lack of better words.
I mean, sometimes I can't be the only one who's done this, but
then
like,
you're stuck in a toxic relationship.
You kind of you stay, and then you eventually like, okay,
and shit just gets worse.
You accept that you are not. This is not going to work, and then how long does it take you to get there? Because okay, future button. I'm gonna fucking keep going, and it's time to not go.
Yes, okay, y'all. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Like, comment, subscribe,
all the
share,
things.
Download the episode, leave a review,
all the things,
and wherever you're listening. Feedback is welcome. So clearly, our first pancake.
And we go. Catch y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.